What's up, everybody? Why we love horror. It's the whole gang's here. We're just doing one of these movie reviews. This is a more of an indie feature, but before we even get into that, I'm JWMaher. That's Abby Brooks. That's Aaron Brooks. What's going on over there, you crazy kids?
Oh, not too much. We're having a good time.
Yeah, hanging in there. But all three of us are here, which means it's a Shudder release.
Yeah.
That's usually
an at-home watch.
unless it's 20 Bone Temple, which earlier this year we all got to go see and we all loved. But this is Honey Bunch, 2026 second sophomore directorial feature by a duo whose names I'm going to ask John to say in a minute.
Madeline Sims Fewer and Dusty Mancinelli.
Yeah, which this was my first experience with their work. Violation, I believe, or Violations.
Violations, correct.
First movie, and just reading the synopsis and looking at the stills of that movie, I think I know what I'm getting into with that, and I'll get into that another day. But Honey Bunch, I had no idea what I was getting into with this one, and I tend to watch most Shudder releases, and this one started off about 15 minutes in, and then I decided, hey, Abby, let's watch this one together. So let's watch this one as a bunch, so to speak. Abby?
Yeah, go ahead, Abby.
No, I mean, I had heard very little about this movie, and what I had heard was good stuff. I didn't really know what the plot was. I knew it was a Shudder release, and they were releasing it around Valentine's Day, which is crazy after watching the movie. Really funny, kind of. But yeah, no, I had heard little and was pleasantly surprised by this.
Yeah, I feel the same way as Abby. I hadn't heard, no one told me anything about the plot, at all. Mm-hmm. I'd seen that still that poster I showed you, where it's a bunch of Homers hugging what's her face? Diana. A bunch of Homers hugging Diana, but I had no idea what that meant. But everyone who I am connected to in the community was like, this is good. This is good. You should check it out. So, all right. And then once I knew you guys were watching it, I watched it earlier today. And I gotta say, it's not what I thought it would be at all. Mm-hmm. But I guess I'll do a synopsis of it.
Yeah, that's your job.
Yeah. Diana has suffered some sort, they describe it as a brain injury. She has some kind of traumatic brain injury. We don't really find out what happened until later in the movie. And then we really don't find out what happened until way later in the movie. But she's a brain injury. And there's some special institute deep in the forest by a French doctor, Tridane. And they have a radical, exercise, diet, drug therapy that can basically bring you back from the detriments of your brain injury and just make you physically well again, make you mentally well again, make you emotionally well again. And they are there in this secluded thing. And apparently a couple other people come and go as they're there. And turns out it's not exactly what you think it is.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good setup. Definitely the first 30 minutes or so, it's got a very striking different kind of style to it that it makes its own. It takes a minute to kind of get used to it for sure, but it did remind me of certain types of movies in the direction it was going with. It did feel like we were getting set up to where Diane was going to be the only sane one and everybody else was the crazy people.
We had lots of theories about what was actually happening, what was taking place. It's one of those types of movies where Aaron and I were literally just saying, but what if this is what's going on? What if this is what's going on? And what if that guy does this? And it's fun to be able to watch it with someone and kind of theorize. I think even if you watch by yourself, it's really fun to just think, okay, what is it all? There's got to be some type of twist that's going to happen. What is it going to be? Where is this story going to go? Nothing is really as it seems, which I think is really fun. And like Aaron said, this movie really does have a unique feel to it, but also when you do get to the end and know what's actually happening, it takes from a lot of different movies and shows, I think also. But again, it's not a copycat, I don't think. I think it's unique enough.
I think I agree with you. When you're watching this, especially people like us, you start to theorize, you want to know, I can figure this out. I guarantee you, unless you're Columbo, like you're not gonna figure this out.
No.
Like every theory I had was dead wrong because the twist is actually very original. I'll toss some spoilers. I'm not going to spoil the movie. What I will say is everything you are shown is actually happening. Like that's the twist. Like she's not hallucinating. There are no supernatural elements. Everything she's seeing is actually happening. That's how you have to make it make sense. And it doesn't make sense at the end of the movie. And like, what a reveal. But I would say the one thing before anybody else says it is it does remind me of another movie about a medical establishment. And Jason Isaacs is in both of those movies for some reason, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I love the movie too. It's got a little Cure for Wellness to it for sure. And Jason Isaacs, great in both, very different roles here. I at first thought he was Delwyn. And then I realized that wasn't Jason Isaacs. That's a different character or a different.
That's Julian Richings, the janitor from Urban Legend.
Again, yeah, my bad. I thought it was like Jason Isaacs with a really weird haircut and like a little bit of makeup. Like, I was just like, man, he's transforming. And then I saw him show up. But yeah, no, it dips into that like majorly surreal.
It's like a Cure for Wellness. I mean, that has a little bit of like men-ness to it, like we were saying, even just like some of the style of it. I thought it kind of, and I didn't even say this to Aaron, but it kind of reminded me of like a Shutter Island sort of thing in a way. And then since we have the spoilers up, it really reminded me, even though it's very different. If you've seen the new season of Black Mirror, there's the first episode with, I think it was Rashida Jones, with she also has like, or she's in a coma, and the husband basically pays for a subscription to keep her alive kind of thing. So it really reminded me of that also, which is ultimately what this is about. And I kind of liked what it had to say in like an ethical, moral kind of thing as well.
There's actually, I mean, I didn't cover it on the channel, but there's actually that same storyline is done in Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. You could bring your child back after a school shooting, but there's ads. You know, not that this movie is like that at all. I would say, and also we missed Kate Dickie also shows up. The mom from The Witch is here as well. Yes, so the cast is like really good. Yeah,
it's really stacked, and everybody shows up to play for sure.
So basically, I guess we'll start into like the mystery is like Diana keeps seeing shit that can't possibly be real. Like it's like she wakes up in the middle of the night, she's seeing like people that kind of look like people she knows, but they're like sick, like they're real sick or they're disoriented, and they're different versions of the people that she saw. And then actually later on in the movie, she sees a version of herself, and that girl's also like kind of fucked up and can't talk very well, but she's like with it. And like you're thinking like, is she dreaming? Like, is this like a side effect of the drugs? Like, what's going on? But like I said, it's played totally straight, which I think is the secret genius of this movie.
Yeah, no, I agree. Wait.
Yeah, I mean, I liked all of that. I liked the mystery of it. Again, some of the theories that we had, which I guess we were like kind of right, was like, oh, she's going to be dead the entire time, which I guess she kind of was. So we were sort of right in one of our theories, but there's a little bit more to it where the husband, they have multiple versions of her that can fail. So these weird things that we think are hallucinations are just her versions of her that are just
failing,
dying.
Yeah. Basically, we find out is that the technique is not anything but they are cloning your loved one like from their DNA and then implanting some kind of thing to create their memories back into them. And like, it's not a guarantee. You could do it as many times as you can afford, or if the integrity of the state, like the cell, goes out, which happens to Jason Isaacs' character because he's lost his daughter. He's trying to do his daughter. He's gone through multiple versions of his daughter. Homer's gone through multiple versions of Diana. I believe this is Diana 5. And the other 4 versions are just like different variations of it. Like one died, one's like morbidly obese and melting. One is actively homicidal, and the other one is the mute burned girl. But they're and he doesn't have the heart. They're like, oh, you could just throw him in the furnace. And there's even a scene where they're throwing one of the bodies in the furnace, but he doesn't have the heart to throw him in the furnace. He wants them all kept alive because he's a good dude.
Yeah, something like that. That's to be determined. Homer's really a tough guy to root for. It might just be because he looks like a bloated TJ Miller, or a skinny TJ Miller.
Skinny TJ.
But like, regardless, like, I don't know, or maybe it's because his name's Homer. Like,
it's a weird choice, but whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's because they keep using the word Odyssey in the movie, and it's just
I noticed that was that's probably a couple of my problems with the movie. Like, I do like this movie, but it definitely is gonna be just outside the top 10, top 15 for me of the year, just because like it bites off a little bit more than it can chew at times, and it mostly lands the ending. But I was concerned that the ending was just going to be this like subscription for grief thing, which I've seen. It's like been a common angle of like the like societal and like sci-fi horror for like since that Black Mirror episode, and like even before, because it's like, yes, with our own health, we're also gonna have to start paying more for, you know, like, I get it, and I do understand where they're coming, but for me, like, I don't know, I was hoping it would be a little more psychedelic and a little less sci-fi, I guess, and they do play it straight, which is a strength for you, and for me, I'm almost curious if they would have went a little bit off the rails with it, but playing it straight is like a totally valid choice as well. Just for me, in my terms of preferences, it ended up being too neat by the end, which maybe was the goal of the.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Tonally, it does go off the rails because it's like so like slow burn. I guess is the right word. Slow burn, I guess, is the right word, but it goes like the home levels like at the end. It's just, holy shit! And then like my one, it's a nitpick and doesn't hurt the movie so much. I don't know how Homer survives because
I was gonna say that
he gets the absolute like ever loving shit kicked out of him, and he gets fucking impaled by like an IV pole.
He's not a tough. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So
like, I was like, how do you survive that?
I was wondering that too. I honestly thought where they were going to take it was, so there's a scene in the end where the Diana number 5 or whatever watch it, because there's this whole thing throughout the movie about their relationship and like the insecurities that they have, and she's watching him take care of the dying versions of herself, and he's very caring and nice, and they're trying to make you like feel bad for him and her like feel bad and say, oh, like he's a good guy, like he'd really take care of me. And then you see him get impaled like that and you think he's gonna die, and then I thought that they were gonna switch it up and then she was gonna be the one to take him to the doctor and then like make all these new versions of himself. I thought it was going to be switched and then she was going to start doing that, but they don't do that. Again, he somehow survives and then they just kind of end up together in the end. I thought it would have been interesting.
Yeah, they're not able to do that because Jason Isaac's character burns the fucking house down.
Yes.
He's upset. He's upset that he could not get his daughter back. Sorry to interrupt. But the end is weird. But it like, she finally like he's upset because like she doesn't want to just say I love you. Like every day you say goodbye to somebody like I love you. She wants it to mean something, and so she never says it. And then he's insecure because she never says I love you. But at the end, her clone says I love you, so he wins.
Yeah,
I guess.
Right.
I want a price.
I've had some heavy insecurity, boss. But yeah, no, it was a really good time, and like I do feel some pretty heavy like 70s vibes to it. I think it's pretty clear these two, like this movie could have been made in the 70s. It really could have, like, for the most part, and like right down to the title, the look of the characters, they like, especially Homer looks like he's from the 70s, so it's just like that it's always a good thing.
He's got Donald Sutherland energy, that guy.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, that being said, we'll drop these spoilers down. We'll do some ratings. Aaron, we'll start with you.
Yep. So I'm surprised I'm the low end on this one, but I really did enjoy it. I just felt it going so out there tonally, and with the slow burns and with some of the directions, and then to have everything kind of neat and orderly as well. It was a little bit of a too much of cake and eat it too situation for me. So 3.5. Really solid Shudder release here. Hopefully not our best Shudder exclusive of the year, but hopefully, a sign of things to come. I liked it. I recommend it to pretty much anybody.
Okay, Abby.
I liked it a little bit more. Again, I liked what the movie was trying to say in regards to, you know, how far would you go for someone, even if it's to their own detriment, if you're doing more harm than good. I like that message. I think it did go a little bit crazy, but again, not as far as it could have gone. I don't know. I liked most things about it. I gave this a 4. I think that this will be one of the better Shudder releases. If we get better, then great.
Yeah, I am also at a 4. I want to point out we didn't really talk about, like, they don't need to go over the top with like effects in this movie, but it is a body horror movie ultimately, I guess. And they hit every mark. There's no shitty effects in this movie. They look good. Like the prosthetics they use look good. All the performances are good. I can't really think of like a technically negative aspect of this movie. It just does. It goes so hard. And Aaron's right that it wraps up a little too neatly, but it didn't offend me on that level. It's not going to be in my top 10 either, probably, maybe, unless this year sucks going out from here. But it's a good movie. Unless this year sucks, it's going to make it.
That should go in the box.
Yeah, put that in the trailer. Like, if this year sucks, it's in my top 10. Yeah. That being said, if you made this far in the made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. Check out the Letterboxd challenge here. And we also do a show about that every week. You can watch along with us, watch movies all week. But until next time, I'm John Maher. That's Incubrooks. That's Aaron Brooks. This has been Why We Love Horror.